Greetings to the men and women of the activated non-feminist sector. Welcome to Anti-Feminist Praxis. I am Fiedelbogen, and this is my very first article on our new website. The Non-Feminist Advantage. We, the men and women of the non-feminist sector, compose at least 80% of the world's population. Clearly, we are in the majority, and that alone gives us an edge. But there is more to the story. Feminism, the force which opposes us, has not only the disadvantage of smaller numbers, but the positive burden of being an aggressor, branded by its collectivity. Putting this somewhat simply, feminism is informed by a political worldview, an ideology, and an underlying purpose which unfolds predictably in the fullness of time. Yeah, we can predict it. For these reasons alone, feminism is an entity subject to an accounting for its ideas and actions, and for the consequences of those ideas and actions. In other words, feminism is a moral collective. The non-feminist advantage is this, that the mere absence of feminism is not a moral collective. Let me say that again. The mere absence of feminism is not a moral collective. A person may indeed be tainted by participation in the feminist project, but lack of feminism bestows no comparable distinction upon the individual who simply lacks feminism. Rather, lack of feminism is a primordial status, a default condition of planet Earth and the entire cosmos. Non-feminism envelops feminism like an endless ocean with a life of its own. And to be non-feminist means only that one is not a feminist. That is all. Non-feminism is a non-thesis and a non-position, and as such, it requires no defending, neither morally nor intellectually. There is no original sin in not being a feminist, and there is no acquired sin from history. Non-feminist men and women are individuals, and their sins are their own, to each uniquely. Some non-feminists are excellent people, others are atrocious people, but they are individuals. And when the time comes, they will stand alone before their non-feminist maker to answer for their non-feminist transgressions. You cannot bring any moral imputation to bear upon a non-feminist merely because that person is not a feminist. You can, however, bring such imputation to bear upon a feminist. Yes, merely because that person is a feminist. Never forget this. Feminism is on trial. I'm aware that this brief talk leaves much unexplored, but what can you expect? It's brief. The talk aims only to plant a simple but critically important idea in your brain. An idea that shall prove foundational to everything we do or talk about henceforth. That idea is that feminism is subject to a moral inquest and an intellectual audit, while we, the rest of the world, are not. That is the non-feminist advantage. We were here first, then feminism showed up and started doing things without consulting us, and we, the rest of the world, have some thoughts about that. We will voice those thoughts, whether any feminist likes it or not. We have nothing to answer for, but boy, oh boy, do we ever have questions. So stay tuned. Always stay tuned. More to come. Fiedelbogen out.